robbing and stealing and things like that. Aside from drug dealing, those who strictly do robbing and stealing for a living, how do you feel about that route specifically? Because there are people that like to do breaking and entries, breaking in cars, just those things specifically to make a living. How do you personally feel about those people?
This is how I feel about that right there. Okay. If you are willing to go out the way to go rob, I don't have no problem with that. But if you in your own ghetto getting people on in your own way, like if you're robbing from people, if you look just like this, if you taking from somebody you know they first name, you wrong, plain and simple. But if you going out the way to the suburban side of the ways to do what you doing over there, it's different. Yeah, I think it's gross that we robbing and stealing, we stealing pennies from each other. When literally, if you willing to go across that water, it's a whole gold mine over there, bruh. You gonna rob this man because he lived next to you because you heard he got some money. You've been known that those people across the water got millions of dollars sitting there. You're not gonna go across the water, but you'll take his 5 cents. To me, that's gross. But if you want to go across that way and take that chance over there to get that money, hey, I can't match you because that's where it's at. That's where it's at. You taking crumbs from each other back and forth, that's wrong.
The term gross, I like how you use that. It fits.
Yeah, it's gross. It's disgusting.
So, okay, so what I want to say is I see people from time to time that actually live a gross lifestyle, to put that in your words, for myself, basically. And we other people may call it shiesty and things like that, but I like that term right there. So as far as a gross lifestyle, what's something else that you could consider gross in your definition besides just like taking from people that you know? What's some
I'll put it to you like this. If you a robber and you rob a man with a job, you wrong. If you could have went the route of trying to get it the honest, illegal way, and we all know what way that is. If you're trying to get it that way, you feel me, you willing and dealing, that's cool. But everything else is gross. Everything else. If you carjacking, why you want to take from a man that work hard? And then you're not even going to know what to do with this man's property. You probably going to tear it up and you feel me, it's going to be left alone. So why don't you just leave that man with his? You can take anything from a man, but you can't take what's in his mind. And that's really what it is. That's the key to everything, what's in a man's head. Because as long as he still have that, you still losing. Everything is temporary. But what he has in his mind can rebuild empires over and over again.
Can I ask you a question about what do you feel like is the difference between a gangster and somebody who's just getting it? Do you see a separation in that?
Between a gangster and somebody just getting it. What do you mean by just getting it?
So just a purebred hustler, because you know, from middle America, let's just say that they see a drug dealer, quote unquote. They see that drug dealer as just point blank period, a gangster. What do you feel is the difference between a gangster and somebody that's just trying to make a way? Even though it should sound very simple, like for people that don't understand.
For me, a gangster and a man trying to make a way is both the same thing. I don't want to get those things confused, okay? Because to me, a real gangster, that man's holding it down, make sure his family eat. He might got a felony on his background, but you can't fault him for that, you feel me? He's still trying to make a way. So he's a G. Everything he do solid. He's not going behind dipping and dabbing out of people's pockets. He ain't worried about what the next man got going on. He's hustling to try to make a way for him and his family, or you feel me, him and whoever he loves, or she's trying to make a way for she and whoever she loves. Because a hustler and a gangster can be both. I feel like men and females can be both, and can both be gangsters. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Now, do I feel like it's a difference between a gangster and just somebody who's out here wilding to be wilding, like a nigga that's just killing niggas to be killing niggas? Yeah, there's a huge difference, because you're not Right, you ain't doing it to be, you just doing it to be doing it, you see what I'm saying? I understand, I understand, I can understand if a man got robbed, you know, but when an innocent man gets robbed and killed, that for me is a bit extreme. You already got what you was looking for. You know he's not great to try to fight you back. You got a pistol, you know he ain't gonna try to do nothing back to you. But and you don't know him, you don't know this person, you just out here wilding again, you feel me? But because you thought you was hungrier than this man, he got to lose his life. To me, that's just not fair. That to me is ridiculous. That's why I say again, if you hustling trying to make a way, to me that's G. You going the G route. That's all the way 100. But now if you just out here on that shiesty shit trying to rob and stick up, to me, robbing and sticking up is gross anyways. So we don't even talk about that. If you robbing niggas out here, you wrong. It's just easy and you wrong. Yeah. And I hope somebody rob you too. Real deal. If you out here robbing niggas, I hope somebody gets you so you know how it feel to be got. I ain't gonna lie, I've been got before. That shit's sick. These niggas literally kicked in my side door and came in my home and took a bunch of shit. Like things you wouldn't even imagine would be was taken. So for me, I hate a robber. I hate a thieving ass nigga. Now hustling ass nigga, hey, you just trying to get back.
All right. So